Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Wiley and this is my Science Center presentation. The topics that will be focused on is fixing the playground, which is using problem skills, weather changers, which is tracking the weather as well as using mathematical data, dressing for the weather, right, keeping track of the weather as well and how to do that appropriately, and weather reporters, which all address the NGS science standards. And the grade that I will be specifically focusing on is kindergarten. So the 3 kindergarten standards are K-2-E TS 1-1, asking questions, making observations, gathering information about a situation people want to change, to define a simple problem. And the second one is K-ESS-2-1, use and share observation of local weather conditions to describe a pattern at that current time. And the final one is K-ESS-3-2, asking questions to obtain information about the purpose of the weather forecast to prepare and be responsible for severe weather. So the first activity is down here, activity 1, which is fix the playground. For this activity, you should show your students an image of a playground with a issue based off of the weather. So for my example, the issue is the playground is flooded from the rain. So you would ask students to make that observation. They could ask questions as well as make statements on what they believe is wrong with the playground. And then to follow with that, you as a class or the students can come up with ideas on what they can do to fix the playground. So for my examples, right, we can change the floor to playground turf or cement, or we could build possibly a canopy above the playground to prevent it from getting wet from the rain. And the Common Core standard that this lesson is addressing is K-2-ETS 1-1, asking questions, making observations, gathering information about a situation people want to change to define simple problems, right? And so our exit ticket that will wrap this activity up is students will draw a picture and write a sentence on what they believe should be changed on the playground. So my ticket is down here. I created that one. And my sample, if I was a student, I did draw a slide and I said I would change the ground of the playground. So for activity 2, we are addressing weather watchers. And so that standard is K-ESS-2-1, use and share observations of local weather conditions to describe patterns over time. And so for this activity, you will need a daily weather tracker that you can find on Teachers Pay Teachers. And of course, the exit ticket I also created myself. So as a class for 1 to 2 weeks, you will record the weather that you have observed. So this means it could demonstrate, right, the day, the weather, how it feels outside. Is it cold, hot, warm? Is it windy? What are the wind speeds? And then as a class, you will discuss the patterns that you notice. So an example that I wrote was on Monday, it was really cold. So was it as well on Tuesday, but the difference was Tuesday, it also rained. And so with that being said, the exit ticket students will receive their exit ticket slip. It will be a blank slip and they will be directed to draw a picture as well as write a prediction on what the weather they believe will be tomorrow. So for my sample, I drew a snowman with snow, and this is because my sentence was, I think it will snow tomorrow because I like the snow, right? So that's something a student may write down. And so on to activity 3 over here, which is dressing for the weather. The standard that's being addressed is K-ESS-2-1, using and sharing observations of local weather conditions to describe patterns over time. So for this activity, you will first talk to the students about appropriate outfits to wear in the weather, right? So for the example that I am doing is, if it's 100 degrees outside, you will not wear a raincoat, right? You might wear shorts, tank tops, sandals. And so after that, you will then show your students the templates from Pinterest, right? A person template, as well as the outfits. They will be able to decorate their template, right? They can make the person look like them or however they want, as well as decorate their clothing for the activity that they will be doing. And this is what their person will be wearing throughout the activity. So the activity after the students are done with their templates and they are cut out and ready to go, you will give different weather examples. So you could either say, okay, today it is 60 degrees. So what would my person wear, right? Maybe some pants and a long sleeve shirt. Or, oh, it is hot outside. What would my person wear, right? So they might dress their person with shorts and a tank top. Or another example could be, it is raining outside, right? So they might put a jacket on their person, right? And so the exit ticket after is students will be provided an example on their ticket, right? And all students will have a different example on their ticket, and essentially it is just saying, how would you dress appropriately for this situation? So this example on here says, how should I dress when it's snowing, right? So the student might respond back with, I would wear a sweater, jacket, jeans, warm socks, and rain boots. And after that ticket is completed, students will also have to dress their person accordingly to their response, and will show you as you walk by and collect their exit tickets, just so you can get a better understanding if they comprehend the topic. So the final one we will be focusing on for the activity is activity 4, weather reporters. For this activity, the standard being addressed is K-ESS3-2, asking questions to obtain information about the purpose of weather forecasting to prepare and respond to severe weather storms. And so, of course, we will be using our weather journal that we used in our previous activity, so we have knowledge on what the weather has been recently when we are making our forecast. And this forecast is down below, provided to the students. They will fill in the blanks. And these templates are both from Teacher Pay Teachers. And so for this activity, students will use their daily weather tracker to create new the next following week weather. He will explain to the class the importance of a correct prediction, right? An accurate prediction. And this is because, right, if we have an inaccurate prediction, we may not be able to prepare correctly. If we say it's sunny and then it starts to rain and maybe it floods, right, we can't prepare our house, or we don't have the proper clothes on when we need to go out in public, right? If we need an umbrella and we're wearing a tank top, right, we might get cold and sick. So that's a great example to explain to your students, right? And to move on, right, as a class, you will go over the weather that happened and have students predict based on the weather that has previously been going on. So if it's been cold the last few days, they might want to make a prediction based off of that. And that's what they will do in their 5-day weather tracker. And the exit ticket students will practice being a weather reporter to the class, as well as explain their 5-day forecast. Students will explain why they think their prediction is correct. For example, it is cloudy on Monday. With this being said, I predict Tuesday it's going to rain, and Wednesday as well, so make sure to have a warm jacket and an umbrella. So with that being said, the cross curriculars are down below. First activity is fixing the playground. A cross curricular activity for that would be language arts as well as art. Language arts, because students are having a verbal conversation as well as written with you about what they would change for the playground. And then for art, this would be because students are drawing you a picture about what they are changing for their activity. For activity 2, the weather watchers, cross-curricular would be math, because they are analyzing data from their weather tracker. For 3, dressing for the weather, it could be art, because students are implementing creativity as they design the outfits and the character for this activity. And the final one would be weather reporter, and this could be language arts, because students are addressing throughout their weather forecast, they are addressing they're teaching, right, verbally talking, and then they are also listening to their peers as they also present. And for the assignment strategy, the assignment strategy rubric, the science rubric will be based off of the quality of work that students are producing, engaging in, as well as responses to their exit ticket. Students will receive extra guidance throughout the assignments as necessary. And of course, this rubric would be provided to them. So this has the different levels, like you did excellent, you did good. You need a little help, right? And then we need to practice, and then it will be broken down on why you need these certain implementations. So that is my project.